Hello, hello. Kim McIntyre here at Mawai, and we are live. I think I got all the bugs cleared out of Facebook. Looks like I might have some smudging on my camera, but it should be okay. We'll see how it goes. I'm glad to be back. I didn't know if I would be back in the future or in the past. Let me clean off this smudge here. There we go. Who knows what that was? Yeah, I didn't think I'd be back. Went away. I couldn't handle the negativity. Wasn't connected to myself, so did a bunch of healing. Found a class that perfectly resonated with me in knowing who I am, finding out who I am, accepting the fact that yes, I am psychic. I can feel everything, and it goes deeper than just being an empath. So I'm very, very glad to have found that class. Actually, my wife found it, and I tagged along, and it's been a good thing. So, if anyone has any questions out there, feel free to comment down below. I believe I will see your comments as they come in. I'm excited to be back. If anybody has a headache, let me know. And I'm going to disconnect from that, hopefully, and so I can think clearly, right? We want to be able to think clearly on these days of inspiration so we can say what needs to be said, hear, right? If you're on the other side, hear what needs to be heard. If I read your comment, I can hear your comment better, understand it better. Sorry, that's me. Hey, Katie, how are you? Would you like some help with your headache? And by the way, no apologies. It's my bad for connecting so deeply as I'm learning from this class, and as I disconnect, we can both think better. I assume you do, but I still need the official okay to give you what you need to get rid of that gibberish. I pulled a oracle card. It's called a Divine Feather, and I pulled a duck card. And it says, find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. And then also, if we think of a duck, we think of, water off a duck's back. It just runs off. Everybody knows why. It's because they've got that little oil gland underneath their tail, and they munch on the oil gland, and it puts oil in their beak, and they massage the oil through their feathers, so that they can float around in freezing waters and not freeze. Except for their feet. How do their feet not freeze? Their feet are underneath the water all the time, going 90 miles an hour. All right. Let's see here. Looks like there might be something that comes through. All right. This is interesting. I don't know if I have this on my keynote. What I'll do, search for it here. No, not there. I've got an idea. I'll send it to myself now, and then I can post it up there. Done. All right, I've got it. Recent. All right, so I'm going to send you, Katie, I'm going to send you some mudras, or hand positions, for when you're working on your breath work. And this will help you make a better connection through your meridians or chakras or everything. And of course it's a PDF, so I have to do all kinds of stuff. There we are. So we'll take a picture of it. Boom. Well, why can't I post a picture? Oh, technology. Well, Katie, I'm sorry, I can't figure out this stuff either. Someday, maybe. Let's try it this way. There we go. I think I'm getting it. I think I'm getting it. There we go. All right. And then I'll go over here and share my screen. And here. Oops. And reshare. There we go. All right. There it is. Now you can see it. So when you're focused on your breathing, you're going to cross your fingers in the energy mudra. There we go. You're going to cross your fingers in the energy mudra, which is that second one on the top. You're just depleted of energy. And so when you focus on your breath, 3 seconds in, 5 seconds out, bring your hands together, cross the middle over the index, cross the others. There you go. That'll help you boost your energy and get you feeling better. PM it to me. Yeah, I can't do that right now. And if I can, oh, you know what I could do is, oh, there it goes. Apparently I need more practices with this stuff. Wow. The computer is going so slow. I think I'd better delete some stuff out of here. There we go. All right. I PM'd it to you. Now you got it forever and ever. You don't have to watch this video over and over again. Good. You're old. I forgive you. Ha ha, sucker. Beautiful. Yes. So breathing over, breathing, 3 seconds in, 5 seconds out, energy mudra, and an education on how to be live through Zoom to Facebook, so I don't look like a fool. But hey, even though I'm looking like a fool, I'm still okay because my energy's all balanced and I'm happy being here. This is good. Whereas back in the day, I would have felt like a fool and it would have fumbled all of my words. I wouldn't have known what to say. So that is what this work can do for you also. And this work, meaning not just breathing, but we want to work on all the levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. And what does that even mean, right? What is the physical? Well, physical's easy, right? Physical's the muscles, the nerves, the bones, the blood, the arteries, veins, your brain, all that stuff. Unfortunately, sometimes we only think about the physical as being those muscles, so always strengthening those muscles and stretching those muscles and foam rolling those muscles. And gosh darn it, why doesn't my pain go away? How come I still have a headache? Well, maybe it's not always a physical thing. Sometimes we have emotional imbalances. The class I'm taking, my teacher sent us a questionnaire on being negative, and I'm like, well, I've been working on that for so long. No way I can be negative, but lo and behold, I look at the questionnaire and son of a gun, I'm negative. And with the tools that he gave me, I grabbed my imaginary orb and went to my imaginary river of consciousness and asked my orb to light up and clean out all the negativity. And hey, I had a smile on my face again. I mean, I was being so negative. I had an addiction to watching the news, and I do not like the news, but I needed to feed on that negativity. So check in with yourself. Am I being negative? Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I depressed? Am I worried? And as you'll know on my website, I have an emotion wheel. Am I worried, disgusted? Do I feel heavy? Am I depressed, lonely, hateful? Do I have rage? And when you acknowledge those things, you can start tapping about them. Why do I feel this way? What's going on? What's happened right now? That's maybe reminded me of my past. Release all the negativity in relation to that one word, and then turn around and replace it with a positive word. So you fill up the void that the release caused. And that's where we go. That's where we miss out a lot of times. We're always releasing our muscles, or we're releasing our anger, but we don't fill it up with something positive. So for the emotions, replace it with feeling peaceful, powerful, joyful. Oh, I don't know what feeling peaceful is. Well, Google what peaceful means or what peace means, and tap while you read the definition of what peace is so that you can truly understand it, right? On the conscious and the unconscious level. That's been huge for me because I'm not a wordsmith myself. I have to look up these definitions all the time. I know what it feels like, but I can't put it into words. So Google, this worldwide web of information, has been wonderful for me because now I don't have 10 billion books in my house that I have to thumb through. I can just Google it and, oh, okay, this is what I'm going to tap on today. Muscle wise, after you're done releasing or stretching a muscle, if that's what needs to be done, and we'll talk about that in future times on the muscle testing class I'm putting together. If you release a muscle, do some strengthening in relation to your whole body, and especially in relation to your core, so that you teach your nervous system, this is where I want to be now. Whereas if you don't ingrain that new motion or that strength in relation to the release you did, your body will go right back to the tightening or the disconnection of the muscle that you just released. And in my world, this is definition of core. It is not rectus abdominis, okay? It cannot be rectus abdominis because rectus abdominis is a superficial muscle. So you can't be a superficial muscle and be called the core. So those sit-ups that you're doing, thinking you're strengthening your core, while your core should be there and supportive for you, strengthening rectus abdominis isn't your goal for strengthening your core. So yeah, something to think about there. So if there's, very good. And good job, Katie. It seems like that headache's gone away already, isn't it? Nice work. You can do this for yourself. Yay! Isn't it nice to be able to take care of yourself and not have to rely upon somebody or something all the time? Kind of like an old client told me he had this essential oil, and his mom used it all, and she was using it as a crutch instead of a help. Nice, good job, Katie. Nice work. So find the strength within yourself, and that's what this wonderful core is all about. It wants to support you no matter what in the world is going on. The core loves to do that. That's what the core is here for. That's not the core. I'm on the wrong page for the core. That's what the core is here for. Core. Sorry. The other one is your front line. And these are from Tom Myers' Anatomy Trains, as it says on there. Great information. I've seen cadavers dissected into these patterns of core. So I'm very grateful for the people who donated their bodies to science and to this cause, because it helped me see so much deeper into the human body. So in relation to what Katie was dealing with, that headache, not only was she exercising her core by focused on her breathing, but she was also giving her brain the oxygen it needs to have the energy to not only communicate with all the muscles, all the nerves, all the bones, everything in her body, but to also communicate with the work that she has to do on a daily basis and keep herself happy and healthy. So that diaphragm right underneath that rib cage, boom, right underneath your lungs, right over the top of your liver, your gallbladder, your stomach, your spleen. And so when that diaphragm pulls down to contract, right? That's how we bring air into our lungs, because of the change in pressure. The air is able to come in. So when we breathe with that diaphragm, instead of shallow breathing with our neck muscles and our rib muscles, we not only get more oxygen in, but we also give our digestive system a massage. That diaphragm is connected to the mid-spine here, which is also giving those spinal muscles and bones a nice massage. And wouldn't it be nice to get a massage without having to pay for it, right? Movement is a self-massage. It creates circulation, okay? Very nice. So, hey, thanks, Katie, for sticking around. Appreciate it. Not just talking to myself. I know you all are good. Somebody else is going to watch this later on. Very good. Okay. Yeah, look at all of those muscles on that body. I mean, nerves of the face, trigeminal nerve, cranial sacral nerve, or cranial nerve 5. Even from the brain stem and the lower brain area. Cranial nerves, part of our autonomic nervous system. Vagus nerve. There was a lot of talk about vagus nerve a couple years ago when I was on Facebook a lot. You know, everybody's like, oh, got to stimulate the vagus nerve, got to calm down the vagus nerve. Well, how do I know if my vagus nerve is overstimulated or understimulated? And that's where we go with muscle testing. If your digestion's not working, could be a vagus nerve problem. But why the vagus nerve? Well, maybe I'm freaking stressed out. And stress being a blanket term for anger, fear, worry, depression, hatred, rage. Stress is negativity, too much negativity. Your vagus nerve could get imbalanced because of imbalance in your sensory nerve. And there's so much of an imbalance in your ears that it's tweaking out your nervous system, and therefore it's tweaking out your vagus nerve and slowing down your digestion. How far down the rabbit hole you want to go, right? What ifs, could be's, maybes, mights. Still laughing at the old comment. Yep, I'm old, but getting better every day. It's the age of the wine, right? Very good. Aha. Here is the part of the brain that I believe that tapping connects into so deeply. Here's our conscious brain, all of our reasoning and motion and what we see. Here is our unconscious brain. There's a better one here. Thalamus, hypothalamus, amygdala, hippocampus. So you can imagine if we've had a head trauma, head injury, not only are these bones going to get stuck and unable to move, and yes, everything moves, but we're going to affect all of these structures inside the brain, the limbic system, our reptilian brain, our fight or flight part of our brain. And if we're over inundated with negative emotions all day, won't that affect everything in here? We'll lose homeostasis. We'll lose that ability to relay information. Very good. I love this exploded picture of the cranium and all of the different bones. And when I went to the Rolf Institute back in the day to be a Rolfer because it made such a drastic change in my life. I had to go, right? And we practiced Rolfing each other. And we took before and after pictures of ourselves. And man, I felt great, felt amazing. But then I looked at the after picture and I go up to my teacher, John Martin. I go, John, the hell, dude? I feel amazing, but I look like crap. How can I promote myself as being a Rolfer when I look like that? And I've been Rolfed twice now. And he's like, dude, you're only available to release so much. It's like a dump truck full of rocks. You've ever seen one of those dump tip out, if you released all that garbage all at once, you'd go insane. So you got to pick out a rock at a time, rock at a time. Sometimes you might need a backhoe to pick out a big rock, but you're still focused on that one. So one of the things that would happen, or that I saw in those pictures, because of all the trauma that I've had in my head and all the emotions that I used to store within myself, the right side of my skull was actually shorter than the left side. And you wouldn't notice that until you really started looking at these things. And nowadays, I'll notice it if one side of my nose is a little bit plugged, but I'll be able to balance that energy rather quickly. Oops. Most of the time I do it with working with the elements, which I thought I had here. Pardon my slip of my finger. But the elements, here we go. Wood, metal, fire, water, and earth. And as you can see, there's some relation or emotions related to those 5 elements. So as we work with Chinese medicine, we're working with emotion. For instance, working with myself right now, if I was to do some balancing on myself in relation to whatever's happening right now, fire element is related to heart, small intestine, but it's neither one of those. I would actually be working with the triple burner or triple warmer in relation to coordination. What does coordination mean? Because I'm not running anywhere, I'm not moving, but I am talking. So there's coordination in my jaw, there's coordination in my tongue. The thoughts that are coming through, that might be coordinating, right? Having a balance between the energy I'm feeling outside of myself and inside of myself, coordinating the two, not letting one being overpowered the other. Guilt. Interesting. I don't know how to talk about that right now. Is that mine? Is it coming from someplace else? And if it's coming from someone later on who's going to watch this video, hey, maybe this is for you. But yeah, I do, and it is past guilt. Wow. I actually have guilt for getting off of Facebook and getting up and stopping the live videos I was doing. Wow. That's crazy. Pretty interesting. I don't know what to say about that. you wouldn't think that we have these things, but man, the things that I have dug up. I went back to Kirkwood one time after not being there for like 3 years and didn't even crash that day, but had a miserable day. And I wrote a paper about it once, the rage and the hatred and the anger that came up in relation to being at Kirkwood, in relation to the traumas that I put myself being at Kirkwood, being knocked out multiple times, concussions, passing out on the way home as my buddy drove because I was so concussed. so these things are hiding up in there everywhere. So wonderful. Well, thank you everyone and anyone who was listening or may be listening in the future. This session today will stand true forever. So if you ever want to revisit it, feel free. I will be doing this once a week on Fridays. I believe the time is correct as we stand. But if you have a request to do a different time or maybe even different day, let me know. these are going to be free. But in the future, I'm going to have an offer, whereas if you want to join on the Zoom, then you can pay to actually join on the Zoom, and we'll do the session. You'll get more personalized information, and if I'm allowed, and if you allow me, some healing, probably mostly cranial balancing in relation to what you're doing in relation to information. So I think that'll be a good thing. So again, thank you very much. We'll see you next Friday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.